So we got yet another rapper involved in a shooting. Now these youngins, they think these rapper shootings are something new to the game. We've been seeing this since the 90s.
Well, it was a lot worse in the 90s, I'd have to say.
It was, because you got to figure, Pac and Biggie getting killed would be the equivalent of, I don't know. Lil Wayne and, right, getting smoked in a 6-month period. Lil Wayne and what's his name? Drake. Getting smoked in a 6-month period. So, it's a serious thing. We've seen it before. These youngins think they're young. My granddad was like, I've heard of Tupac, So, no offense to Pooh Shiesty, but I've never heard of the dude.
I'm gonna listen to his music now.
He's big in the Chicago scene.
Okay. That drill scene. Now you know about the drill scene up there.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean them dudes is rapping about killing each other and really killing each other.
Yeah, they kill them at an enormous rate.
So let's see what my dude here. This is
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090J, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the new surveillance video of the Pooh Shiesty double shooting that took place in Miami. Okay. Now, Miami.
That's your home spot. That's your old stomping grounds, ain't it?
They tried to clean it up back in the 90s too.
Positive for cocaine. Everybody loves to vacation down for the Scarface experience.
Of course.
Now, I spoke on Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty involving a green McLaren, a Maybach, and 2 victims driving themselves to a nearby urgent care facility in a Mercedes. According to the arrest report, Pooh Shiesty met up with 2 men who were planning on selling him sneakers and marijuana on top of receiving a payment for the green McLaren they rented him. And I'd like to take this time to point out, you can still get arrested for marijuana in the state of Florida. Over 20 grams is a felony.
It is medically.
Neighborhood drug dealer will tell on you, especially if you try to rob them.
Now you see this real quick. This occurs in a freaking shopping center,
A nice looking shopping center. These
young guys, you know how it is when you was young. But even when I was young, I wasn't that wild.
A little bit of respect, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a little different,
You let off these shots, there could be a child, a grandma. I mean, are we really going that hard?
I mean, it really is going to be someone,
right
out here.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see.
Add up because the intent to rob wasn't even there. Pooh Shiesty even left behind a Louis Vuitton bag with $30,000 in cash at the crime scene.
What?
He was charged with armed robbery with a firearm, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon doing great bodily harm, because there's a bad bodily harm apparently, aggravated assault with the firearm, and theft. He was then booked into the Miami-Dade County Jail where he bonded out for $30,000. They probably told him he can leave if they get to keep the Louis bag and whatever's inside. But however, Pooh Shiesty is back on the streets, and the surveillance video of the shooting was just released.
Let's see this.
Now in this 30-second clip, we can see a green McLaren followed by a Maybach pulling into a parking lot.
I'm just trying to figure out why this happened.
Away from the Bay Harbor Islands police station.
I'm curious.
People standing, then all of a sudden shit goes south and guns start going off. The shooting was quick, but the video itself doesn't actually show who shot. You can just obviously see White T got hit in the ass he runs back to the Mercedes, and if you peep game, the second victim was in the passenger seat of the Mercedes. The green McLaren door opens up, and a man can be seen aiming something that takes 2 hands to hold, as Buddy on the floor can be seen trying to get up. Soon after that, everybody leaves, and looking at how White T reacted, nobody fired as they left, telling me the intent to kill wasn't there.
So
you already know what the police do. They'll take a charge and give you 10 more charges, hoping one sticks.
I mean, now look, not for nothing, fools like this out in the middle of broad daylight. I mean, there was 3 or 4 of them.
I really wonder what the beef was.
What could have led to that?
They supposedly he renting a car from them. He's buying weed from them. He's paying for the weed.
No, that's what I'm saying. You watch them pull up, there's no exchange. It's like they get right out and start shooting.
Now back to the arrest report. The victim said he was in the green McLaren with Pooh Shiesty when 2 men got out of another vehicle with guns and approached the McLaren. The victim said Shiesty told him to get out of the car, and as he was getting out, he was shot in the ass. The second victim said he was walking back to the car when he heard 2 shots and fell to the ground.
Brother.
Victim number 2 then said he looked at Pooh Shiesty, who was in the driver's seat of the McLaren, and Shiesty pointed an assault rifle at him and said, "Don't try it. Don't try it."
Fine, I got an assault rifle. I'm gonna point it at your ass too. Don't try it. I'm gonna shoot you.
I mean, at that point when guns is flying everywhere, bullets rolling, you know.
If I got a gun, I'm gonna grab it too.
But you know, my thing is this, and brother, I know you can at least relate to this. How, when you're making it big, can you not get out of that street mentality?
Well, look at him. They're riding around in a green McLaren with assault rifle.
They've seen too many movies.
Come
That's
on.
You're not going to talk to me about being a product of your environment. I grew up in some of the most worst neighborhoods across America.
What happened to silence and moving in
silence and violence? These fools is out here
in a green McLaren with assault rifle.
Like, come on, you know.
Like they ain't gonna be able to say it was that person.
And make no mistake, they're going to get convicted of something. I mean, it's on camera,
without a doubt. Now he probably got some good lawyers, and sometimes the cops they mess up with putting all these extra charges. And so therefore the lawyer come and say, hey, look, they're trying to bamboozle my guy here. Look at him. He just protecting his life. I mean, me watching the video, it didn't really look like
he did a lot.
He didn't do nothing.
He was sitting in the car.
He held a gun, say, hey, don't try it. I mean, what are you doing?
But now you know how conspiracies work. If it comes out later
that
they came there with some kind of intent.
But that's what I'm saying. They were saying that he was trying to rob the weed man, but had $30,000.
But yes, I think just overall, the way that went down was not smart. Even if he didn't fire a shot, because, you know, the cops, they'll take a conspiracy, they'll take an innocent gathering where you had no intent. If your man does something, you responsible too.
I went to the feds for conspiracy.
Now with this, with Pooh Shiesty's shooting, where he wasn't the victim, let's go the other way and take a look at King Von's shooting. So here we go.
What happened? They be saying that like it's like we got the same interests in holes, and then you know how the internet.
Now he's dead.
They killed him.
They killed him. Okay.
Look, now for those that don't know who King Von is or was, excuse me, he was a young rapper from Chicago, up and coming, very talented in the rap game, but he was in the streets like a lot of these Chicago rappers are, unfortunately.
Well, that's why they get a lot of their lyrics.
Right, and that gives them credibility, keeps people wondering. But you know, the sad thing is, by all accounts, King Von was a good people. He helped people. He was supposed to be a good dude.
I know a lot of gangsters, man, that would never touch a kid, never do something wrong to a woman, and always be there for to help you, man.
I tell you, I know gangsters. This will sound crazy. I know gangsters I'd rather have babysit my kid than some suburbanites. So let's check it out.
5 people were shot overnight in downtown Atlanta. 2 of them died, and now investigators are working to figure out what led up to the violence.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on, you can't move on that.
You got it. My fault. Yeah. Man, he's shot. What you mean wrong side?
Alright, what's up everybody? We gotta talk about this King Von situation. Rest in peace. It's tragic. Everything that could have went wrong that night. Von was shot in the parking lot of the Monaco Hookah Lounge right in the center of downtown Atlanta. After this huge brawl with Quando Rondo's crew and a couple of undercover police. Everything was captured on surveillance cameras with multiple angles, and I've seen so many rumors.
So now wait a minute.
Undercover police.
That's what I was getting ready to tell you. Yeah. So that's the interesting. Well, it's all interesting and it's all sad. But the weird part is during this shootout, Von and his crew is engaging Rondo's. I think his name's Rondo's crew, and they're shooting back and forth. And some undercover cops that you know how cops be working the clubs,
of course,
off duty. So some undercover,
or maybe bouncing or whatever.
Bouncing, right. So the cops come out, engage some of the shooters, and they start shooting. So there's now bullets flying from 2 crews plus the undercovers. And it's just
I wonder if it was actually the cop that shot him.
And fake stories circulating, the stuff about Dirk buying all the tickets to Quando Rondo's next show, news sites posting Snapchats from a fake Quando Rondo account calling King Von Queen Von. That's all fake. We don't have to invent stories. Reality is already crazy. People don't even know. There was almost a second shootout the night Von was killed. After the chaos in the parking lot at the hookah spot, both crews rushed to the hospital and went to the same one. That's why Quando Rondo went immediately to Instagram Live when he got to the entrance at the Grady Memorial Hospital.
Just keep breathing, cuz. Come on.
And while they move Von's body on the highway 8 miles from the hospital to the morgue, Atlanta police were in the very same hospital charging Quando Rondo's boy Little Tim with the murder of King Von. Now, not only is Lil Tim fighting this felony murder case, but something people don't know is he's already fighting a conspiracy case in Georgia. After this year-long investigation took down a trap house in Savannah, confiscating 15 pounds of kush, $16,000 cash, and a bunch of guns. And if...
Look, let me say this. So here you got this knucklehead, and this rappers, if there's ever a rapper that watches this, y'all got to stop keeping these knuckleheads in your circles, okay?
It's hard though, you know, because a lot of them, they grew up with them.
For one. For two, sometimes having your homeboys that go hard are more safety than security. You know, some of these rappers don't go hire security. They bring their boys from the street, and they know a young man like this. And I'm gonna psychoanalyze this real quick. Here you have this young man. He sees his boy that he's with. He don't have money. His boy has the money. He feels like he's got to prove his loyalty no matter what, because that's all he's got. He's not a rapper. All he is the muscle. And that's what he did. He was muscle, but now he's probably going to spend life.
Look at Shine. Remember Shine with P. Diddy?
Right.
P. Diddy, you know, from what I heard, he pretty much sung like a little beast.
Told as quick as he could.
And old boy had to sit up in there for 10. All what? To show P. Diddy and them that he was with them because somebody started hollering F bad boy. He pop off. Wow.
And that's right. If you youngins think that you're seeing something new with all these rappers getting shot, look,
back
man,
when we were growing up, they were shooting each other in the club.
Yeah, it was every night.
They didn't have the metal detectors. They were in the club with the guns and the boots.
I mean, just bucking like it was nothing. Puff Daddy back then was the biggest thing on earth, basically, and he was involved in a show. He had Jennifer Lopez
That's when she divorced him. That's when, how they say, Jenny from the block.
So, now here's King Von. He, rest in peace to this young man.
Yeah, man.
But it's sad. It didn't have to happen.
If you're online in a little bit, you've seen
and the bad thing is with these young guys, man, they do all that shit, but they ain't really ready. Listen, you run around with guns, you might want to be like 50 and get a vest.
Right. Well, if you're going to run around with guns, maybe have somebody that's scouting the area, that's watching everything. These kids get ran up on
and they got
regularly.
Money. They got money. Like, I would literally pay 2 guys to literally watch everything at all times.
So how do you feel when they carry like 20, 30, 40 bands on them?
Well, I think it's stupid. I think it's absolutely stupid. In this day and age, there's no reason to carry that. The night Tupac was killed. If you go look at the pictures, he had a 10-car around. There was cars front and back.
Pulled up right beside him.
Caddy pulled right up beside him and bucked him down.
Right.
It did not matter. Okay? The point is, and Gorilla Black, he's a rapper out of Compton. He said this a while ago on the show Beef. He said, look, he said, I can have all the security, I can have this and that, but if somebody wants me, boop, 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 Black say this in making that point. You know, the United States president is the most protected person on planet Earth, and we've had 2 of them get smoked, okay? JFK and Abraham Lincoln got smoked. Then there was a 3rd one, Ronald Reagan got shot. If they can touch a U.S. president, they will touch a rapper like it ain't nothing. You ain't got more security than the president. So when you're out here on this social media yipping and yapping, don't think all your boys with guns. So now, first, rest in peace to King Von. We're going to get on to another side. I don't want to actually show the actual shooting. We know what, if you want to look it up, it's out there.